Just beyond the heart of downtown Houston rises a colossal monument, once hailed as the eighth wonder of the world. This was the Astrodome, the first domed stadium in history, the largest indoor arena of its era, and a stage that redefined American entertainment. Good morning, ladies and gentlemen. Welcome to the Astrodome. What began as a baseball landmark soon became a cultural icon, hosting everything from legendary concerts by Elvis, Sinatra, and the Rolling Stones to historic sporting events and daring stunt shows. For decades, it was the pride of Texas, a temple of spectacle. But today, the Astrodome sits silent. For over 15 years, its doors have been locked, its halls abandoned, a fallen giant trapped between history and the future. Declared a Texas landmark, it cannot be torn down, yet every attempt to revive it has crumbled. Now, with whispers of a bold $1 billion plan, one question hangs in the air. Could this sleeping giant finally rise again? Welcome to History X Videos. The 1960s were transformative years for Houston. The city's population surged toward 1 million, oil fortunes swelled, and NASA's manned spacecraft center was rising as the command hub for the Apollo program. Houston, the Eagle has landed. The words forever tied to this city. But Houston lacks something every major American city seemed to have: a Major League Baseball team. And even if it secured one, the city needed a fitting home. Enter Roy Hofheinz, a former judge, mayor, and soon-to-be first owner of the Houston Astros. Hofheinz was a man of outsized ambition, unwilling to settle for a simple stadium. He dreamed of something revolutionary. Frustrated by getting soaked in open-air ballparks, he envisioned a roof over the field. Not just any roof, a dome inspired by his work with famed futurist Buckminster Fuller, the mind behind the geodesic dome. From that spark, the idea of the Harris County Domed Stadium was born. The world would soon call it the Astrodome. At the time, America brimmed with post-war innovation, new materials, and bold design. Against the flat Texas plain, the Astrodome rose like a spaceship, a 9-story colossus, 3 of its stories buried below ground. At its heart was a steel lamella truss roof spanning nearly 200 meters without a single supporting column. The result? Over 37,000 square meters of uninterrupted space, larger than 6 White Houses combined. This roof wasn't just protection, it was a technological leap. Vast air conditioning systems pumped filtered, cooled air across every level, making the Astrodome the world's first air-conditioned stadium. Built to withstand hurricanes and Texas heat alike, it was a fortress as much as an arena. Capped with 5,000 lucite skylights, the roof was dazzling, futuristic, and unmistakably iconic. Yet, beauty came at a cost. The skylights blinded players with glare, and when sections were painted to reduce it, sunlight failed to reach the field. Natural grass withered, and in desperation, the Astros replaced it with a synthetic surface. Its name? AstroTurf, a product now used worldwide. When the Astrodome opened in 1965, it was an instant sensation. Within a year, it ranked as the 3rd most visited man-made attraction in the United States, behind only Mount Rushmore and the Golden Gate Bridge. The variety of events was staggering. Judy Garland sang here. Elvis Presley filled the stands to the point where even he admitted stage fright. The Rolling Stones electrified crowds. Muhammad Ali boxed beneath its dome. Evel Knievel jumped 13 cars on his Harley in front of 100,000 fans. And in 1973, the Battle of the Sexes tennis match between Billie Jean King and Bobby Riggs unfolded here before a worldwide audience. The Dome became more than a stadium. It was a cultural landmark, immortalized in films and celebrated across the nation. But by the mid-1970s, the Astrodome had already peaked. Renovations in the late 80s couldn't mask the truth. By the 90s, it was falling behind. The Houston Oilers fled for Tennessee, reborn as the Titans. The Astros too departed, closing their chapter in 1999 with a triumphant division title. Then came its greatest rival, NRG Stadium, built right next door in 2002. Larger, modern, and boasting a retractable roof, it rendered the dome obsolete overnight. The Astrodome's final major event was the Houston Livestock Show and Rodeo, a fitting Texas send-off. A brief moment of usefulness returned in 2005 when thousands displaced by Hurricane Katrina found refuge beneath its dome. But by 2008, fire code violations shuttered it completely. From then on, the dome was reduced to a storage warehouse, its legacy gathering dust. With the stadium sitting abandoned, demolition loomed. Yet for many Houstonians, destroying the Astrodome was unthinkable. Preservation groups rallied, and in 2014 the dome was saved, designated a Texas State Antiquities Landmark, and placed on the National Register of Historic Places. Structurally, it remained sound, though maintaining it cost taxpayers nearly $200,000 a year. Still, almost 90% of locals agreed the dome deserved a second life. Ideas flowed. One proposal envisioned an indoor park. Another dreamed of peeling back the roof to reveal its skeleton as an open-air attraction. Yet none gained traction, bogged down by cost, design hurdles, and lack of investor confidence. Then, in 2024, a bold new plan emerged. Vision: Astrodome. Backed by Gensler Architects and the Astrodome Conservancy, it promised to transform the shell into a multi-use complex. Inside the dome would rise 4 interconnected zones: retail, restaurants, office space, and a new flexible arena. Added attractions included a NASA-themed experience and a rodeo showcase, all tied together by a sweeping pedestrian boulevard linking the dome to its neighbor, NRG Stadium. The inspiration: New York's High Line, an urban rebirth of a forgotten landmark. The aim was to create something revenue-generating, appealing to both taxpayers and private investors. But challenges remain. Stakeholders like the Houston Livestock Show and Rodeo doubt the plan aligns with their vision. Others question whether sustainable funding can ever be secured. Still, the Conservancy presses forward, believing the dome can yet rise again. The Astrodome is more than concrete and steel. It is memory, culture, and ambition forged in an era when Houston dreamed as boldly as NASA. Though abandoned, it stands as a reminder of what innovation can achieve. Now, the world waits to see if the eighth wonder will be reborn or left to crumble into legend. One thing is certain: a building this extraordinary cannot remain silent forever. Its story deserves another chapter. If you believe the Astrodome deserves to be a wonder once more, hit like and share this video with your friends. And don't forget to subscribe. More history awaits on History X.